welcome to the channel. This is where I share my workflow and my strategy and kind of my journey for options trading. That way y'all can see what it's like for someone who used to be more of a retail trader holding stocks, ETFs, trying to find things with low expense ratios and hoping that the value went up. Well, I looked into options trading and it looked really appealing. It looked like it was a strategy I could use in the stock market where I could generate some income. So that's what I'm doing, and that's why I built this spreadsheet. And you'll see that I've shared this, made this spreadsheet available for anyone to download on my channel. So you can find that video if you're interested. And for today, I'm going to do a report for how I'm doing since I've started. So it's the end of February. So this is going to be a January-February report, but I'll start with how I did in 2005 and then how I'm doing in the first 2 months of this year. So before we get into it, let's just get this out of the way. This is not financial advice. I'm just sharing what I'm personally doing for educational purposes only. Results may vary. A full disclaimer is posted in the video description below. Also, from time to time, you'll hear me mention the Options with Ryan channel, and I'll reference Ryan's videos to give some context to the systems I'm building and my workflow. For full disclosure, I am a member of Ryan's private trading community, OTU, Options Trading University. I joined because his style and content just really resonates with me. So I just wanted to be upfront with that. If you want more info, check out his channel. Okay, so here we are. It's 2026, January and February. Before we go into this page, my 2026 page, let's jump back to 2025 and just take a quick look at this page because it's where I started out with options trading. I did my first 3 trades in the very end of August, started ramping up with more trades, ended up with 102 trades, and by the end of the year, I was really starting to grow my realized profits. And I even, if you look over here, made some capital gains. So, those numbers, the realized profit, the capital gains get brought over here. And by the end of the year, with realized profits and capital gains, I had $37,000, 152 cents. And that is also what we see showing up over here. And we do see that there was a bit of unrealized profit. It is negative $1,950.67. And where that number is coming from is that I have one leap that is open from 2025, and it is, we'll find it down here, because this has every options trade that I made in 2025. And so we'll find the open one. Here it is. It's for HIMS. It's the very first leap that I've purchased. And, I was just learning about leaps and I got into it, and it cost me a little over 19 grand to buy it. It is still open and it is underwater. So I'll do a follow-up on what happens with this leap. I'm calling this $1,950.67 my tuition for really understanding leaps and holding this one long term. Not necessarily expecting it to turn profitable, but just seeing what happens and what the experience is like holding a leap long term. I'm hoping there's a possible recovery to it. So Yeah, I think I'll do just a video on this leap all on its own. But for now you understand where this number is coming from, and you also understand that, hey, I did generate profit in 2025 from these months, and that shows up here. So now let's move into 2026, where we have our first 2 months, January and February. And man, look at that. That's a whole bunch of red to be looking at. Maybe options trading isn't worth it. Maybe this wasn't the right choice for me. Well, that's why I have this tracker sheet, is so that I could understand, hey, what's going on with my money, and is this working? Is this not working? And even though there's red here, the reality is, at least in my perspective, is no, this is working. These are because I entered into more leaps. I have 10 open, and leaps cost money. So I spent money to purchase these leaps, and that shows up as a negative against the P&L that I have generated. So that's why this is red. So now that we understand that it's coming from purchasing leaps, let's focus our attention to the realized profit. The red aside, I still pulled in for January a realized profit of $21,782.78. In February, $9,412.56. Now, if I come over here, I'll look and see that I also had some capital gains in January. So my numbers here show me that I have a total profit so far, $32,895.34, and that's reflected over here. Now, my unrealized profit, there's that big negative number. Now, that is, again, the leaps affecting my unrealized profits, because it is a debit against what I've made. Now, I have added up these leaps, and we'll take a closer look at them a little, maybe in another video, but I can tell you that it is roughly $50,000 that is tied up in leaps. And so, because I understand that, I know that there is a real possibility that that $50,000 will flip, turn, and I'll be able to close these out in the positive, and then this number will also flip positive. Actually, let's use the spreadsheet to take a look at these leaps and what would happen if they flipped. So let's come down here and let's put a filter on this. Filter column. I'm going to hit clear, so it deselects the list, and then I could isolate leaps. And then here are all my leaps. Let's close the stats window so we could get a better look. Now let's put another filter on top of this. Here you could see I do have some leaps that closed, that I was able to close at a profit. So that's what we want to happen to all of these leaps that are in red. So let's look at just our open leaps, and we will do that by deselecting the close, so we only see our open leaps. All right, here they are, and there's 10 of them, and let's just select this and hit delete, and we could see right up here that red went away. And then in our stats sheets, the numbers flipped. So if I'm able to bring these leaps in and just even break even on them, then, that will take care of the red. I will have still made $32,895.34, and my realized income will have turned from a negative to a positive. All right, now let's undo this so that I can get back to what my reality is, right? But having this spreadsheet helps me really kind of see where I am and understand where I can be going. So let's wrap this up with taking a look at the yearly. So I have this tab here that just is a yearly report. So in 2025, we kind of went over this, but let's take a look at it here in the report. You guys, I made $37,100.52 with 102 trades. That's just starting out in options trading. In my second year, it's only January and February, I've already made $32,895.34. And I've already made 5 more trades than I did in the whole first several months of 2025 where I was just starting out. So I like this trend. And if I look at the total, I'm $5 short of making $70,000 just in options trading. So this is money generated from options premium, any associated capital gains, and yes, I am liking this trend. I'm looking forward to March, April, May, and seeing what my total grows to. But right now, I'm feeling really good about my choice of, going into options trading, using these strategies, calls, puts, and leaps to generate income. So this tracker really helps me, get a handle of where I am, where I'm going, and understand if, I'm doing okay. Last thing is I put this filter on to look at my leaps. If you come up to this symbol, boom, all right, the filters are off and now all my trades are back. And I use filters to help me isolate and figure out certain values that I want to get a closer look at. So I'm hoping that you all are familiar with filtering. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do another video on how to use filtering to get better information. But there you go. Then let's wrap it up here. That's the January, February report. I'll look at doing a March report. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you next time.